Hey folks, today we're going to start a new project that I think will be good for some of you, especially those who like pallet work. We're going to be making some above ground raised beds out of pallets, and I hope to show you the whole process. Here is the pile of pallets we're going to be starting with. I think I paid $2 each. Some of you may be able to get them for free. And where we're going to use them, if I can turn this camera slowly, is up here at the top of the garden. Last year, I had a number of in-ground raised beds like these that were up here. But this year, we're going to be switching some of them over to above ground raised beds because we're getting a little older and it might be nicer to be able to do some things from standing up height instead of kneeling down or laying down. So I'm going to photograph the whole process for you. Hopefully to make it easier, if you've ever tried to take a pallet apart, you know how difficult it is without the proper tool. So what I'm going to do is cut these off on the inside of the frame and then just pry the middle off. That should make things a lot easier. I couldn't find a reasonably priced pry tool, but I got this one. It's a little bit longer than a crowbar. It's got a little bit nicer leverage. You should be wearing safety glasses while doing this. Theoretically, it's working. Now I'll be taking this crowbar and hopefully removing them from the center. Much easier. Some pallets like this one, we're gonna have wide boards in them, and they're gonna break apart coming out. But I'm gonna need some scrap inside to hold the beds together, so I can still probably use these. Might be able to do something with this part later. Not sure. I'll tell you one thing pallet breaking down does is wears your back out. Since we don't have any support on either end with this last section that we have down here, I'm going to try to knock them off with a hammer. That works. Now I'm going to take a break, finish the rest of these, and then we'll start up again. Down to the last pallet, finally. The next thing we need to do is measure the boards. It turns out I think I've got enough for two, what I'm going to call a long bed based on the length of the pallets. Your pallets are usually no more than 4 feet. And then once you cut them off, they're shorter, so obviously. So I need 3 per side. And then I've got the shorter pallets out there that I can cut the back ends. So I'll make these as long as I can. And then I'll use the shorter ones either to make some smaller boxes or to make the ends. I think I'm going to make it either 18 or 24 inches wide. I'm not sure yet, depending on how much lumber I've got. But I can always go buy more pallets for $2. If my wife likes these, then I'm going to buy some more. So let me see what I've got first for length. It's looking like I'm going to be able to get 45 inches, which is great because I was hoping for 48, but 45 will be good. Excellent. Looks like I'm going to get 45 inches. I've got one that's on the edge, so I'll probably make it 44 and a half just to be certain. So what I'll do next is set up a stop so I can just run through them. While you're cutting, if you notice you've got a lot of knot on one end, then use that end, the knot end. What am I trying to say? Use the end with the most knot on the far side that you're going to cut off to get the length right. So what I'll do is I'll drop the saw down, take a measurement because this doesn't have to be exact. They just all need to be the same size. I'll come back from the blade, 44 and a quarter, because no, I'll come back the full 44 and a half. This one's actually got a broke section in it, but that's the beauty of working with pallet wood. This is reclaimed lumber, folks. This is the beauty of it. As I knock my shop completely apart. It really is reclaimed lumber. And so you may look at this as a little side income. I'm building these for me, not for side income. But you need to consider that. People really are into that today. All right, I decided I'm going to make the beds a little narrower. I'm going to make them 18 inches wide. That way I get the most use out of my pallet lumber. And 18 inches for what we're doing is probably sufficient. I'm going to be using these above ground beds for beets, turnips, so the voles, not moles, but the voles don't eat them, and maybe some carrots. And then, of course, there's flowers that can go in them. So what I'm going to do now is go through the whole process again, square one end, set the stop at 20 inches, and then cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need 12 boards for the 2 beds. All right, I'm back. I had to get some, which I hope are going to be long enough, some 1.25 deck mate. So these can handle the moisture. What I don't know is if they're long enough. I didn't want them too long. One panel. Something to be aware of, since I'm probably going to want to put a 1x around the top because my wife's going to want it. Make sure the top is a square board. All right. Let's get the second side. Second side made. I made it clean this time. Okay, now we're going to put the sides on. Since I had to knock it down to 10.5 inches, 3.5 inch boards are too wide, so I'm going to have to shave the third board. And probably going to have to do that at a custom level, one at a time. So what I think I'll do is I'll attach the first 2 and then cut the third. That seems to make sense. This is what happens when you don't build by a plan. It's going to make my bed a little more narrow than I wanted, but it's all right. It's the first one. It'll give me an idea what I need to do for the second one. And I'll probably buy some cleaner pallets for the next one or after this set. All right. haven't got this tool out yet. I had to get a better camera angle. All right. It's a little more time consuming with pallet wood because nothing's square. They've all been sitting out in the weather. It just takes a little more time, but that's cool. We have time. All right, time to cut it again. All right, theoretically, we can put the other side on. And I want to make sure that the tops all have this square so I can put a trim board around it. So that means this will go up here. I think this was the bottom. No, I'm not going to drill through my thumb. Going to try this with the handheld stick. I think you can see the box a little bit better. It came out pretty good overall. Had a little bit of trim on the top. Boy, using this camera really wears a person out. And now we're going to build the base. Let me see if I can get this camera set up in a way that it might show me building the base. The box is 43, I believe, or 40, what is it, 46 long and 18 wide. That's the base is going to be those dimensions. And the box will sit and cover that. I want all of the weight of the box sitting on this frame. That's the purpose of it. Again, I'm building this because I don't want to attach the legs directly to the box. I'm afraid that it may not hold. I know it will hold with the base. And again, I say again because I think I've explained it previously, but if not, if this is the first time you're hearing it, then I'm also putting these on pavers. So let's get to it. And we will get to it if I ever find my other glove, which of course is on the ground. That noise in the background is me putting my freshly charged Hercules, which has done a good job, and my old Rigid, which has done a very good job and has been with me for years. I hope this will be too. This is not an affiliate video. Give you an idea of what I'm thinking, my first option was to attach legs to the actual box, the planting box, whatever we're going to call it. And I was going to use bolts. And it may have worked, but this is going to be cheaper and a lot easier, I think. For those of you who are watching me and saying, that guy's a buffoon, there's a much easier way of doing it. I probably will agree with whatever you're telling me. Go ahead and drop a comment as to how you would recommend I do it. I am going to put a square in there. And really not sure why I'm wasting this time with the square, because I doubt that planter box. I need to come up with a name for it. Planting box, raised bed box, whatever it is. I doubt it's square at all. I have the base, but before I make the legs, I really need to go out into the yard and ensure the place I'm putting this is going to be, I need to know the overall height where I want the box to sit. And then I need to look at the depth, because this leg, I'm on a hill, the legs are not going to be level. I need an idea of what it looks like. So I'm going to take you on a journey with me out there. So I think the bed is going to go right here. So what I need to do is just get an idea of how high off the ground I want it. And my wife is gone, so when she gets back, she may not want it here. But it falls right in front of a lupine plant that you can't see yet because of the camera. There it is. I need it to stay. I planted it last year and it finally came up. So the top of the box should be about 36 inches off the ground. So I've determined, as you heard, the top of the box should be about 36 inches off the ground. Now, the front legs, I can make it one height. The back legs will be long. I'll have to cut them after I take it out there. So the box is 11 1/4 inches high. And I need to write this down or I'll forget. What? 36, 15, 21 inches of leg. 21 inches of leg below this frame, okay? Which means if I need 21 inches there, and I need 3.5 inside here, I need what? I need 24.5 inches. And since I've got 8-foot wood, I think I'm going to make it an even 24 inches. Actually, I made it 23 7/8 to account for the saw blade. Still had a little left over. And of course, being the idiot that I am, I cut them all to that length. And of course, I'm out of treated 2x. So we are going to make this work by building the ground up under the other side.